Vintage textile score. I'm a fashion designer. I work primarily from vintage textiles and I source all over the world. One of the most recent places I've been sourcing, actually the last couple of years, is Miami. And there's so many surprises coming out of Miami, I can't tell you. So I have to tell you one thing about having people looking for you all over the world is you have to keep your word. You have to keep your word, you have to show up, you have to, if they send you something, you have to say like, yeah, that's it. Like sometimes I take things even if I'm not in love with them just to keep the connection. Another thing that's important to do is to not be too cheap. Many of these people are not, the ones that are really looking for you, the jobbers per se, they are not really making big money off of what they are selling you. So I like to keep, I don't really haggle too much with them. I'm very considerate to their time that they have me in mind. So anyways, back to my score. Well, first off, she FaceTimed me and she said, oh my God, you have to see this vintage lace. And so, you know, as you are looking at this, it's very hard to tell exactly what this is. So by the time I got there, I said yes to it and I sent a deposit. It was a lot of this type of lace, and I thought, she's thinking about me regardless of exactly what condition it's in, I can use it somewhere. So by the time I got there, it was a lot of vintage lace, all of this quality. I didn't really understand what type of vintage lace it was at the time, although I did see some Battenberg like this piece, which I knew is very hard to find, especially because there are no rips in it. I actually turned this into something already. She actually was kind enough and generous enough just to give me the contact. And I spoke with the woman who went on to tell me that she's had this lace for 45 years. And when she got it, it was vintage. She was a designer from New York and she would rent these panels out for $300 a night to the Met. Okay, that was just part of that score. Then she goes on to bring out some other really beautiful lace, which, you know, I source lace all over, and these are very hard to find in this good of quality. So these were part of the ones that were just from her. And then she reaches in and says, oh, I don't know if you want these. Hello, museum quality happening here. Unbelievable. This one behind me, these are incredible, amazing pieces. This is thrash. These are pieces that I really don't think I can cut up. This is another one. In Miami. So the lesson is, take care of those people that are looking for you. If they're in your mind, they're thinking about you and what you would like. Tell them you'd like more of this and less of that. And then make sure, like I tipped her big on the lace. She was making no money off the lace. I was paying the woman directly, and I made sure that I took care of her because I really was grateful that she gave me this connection. And it looks a little bit like a bottomless pit because this woman, after speaking to her, has a warehouse full of textiles. Stay tuned to my next score.